Hello everyone. Today I want to show you how to make a good formatting for your assignment. Okay, let me share my desktop first. Okay, this is a template that I prepare for my students. So my students can directly follow this template, but for today, I will show you how to make your own template by following the formatting that your lecturer has chosen for you. Okay, so basically, today I will teach you the basics of Microsoft Words and how to make presentable writings for your reports. Okay, first open your Microsoft Words. Okay, for a report, you need to have a front page. You need to have table of content, introduction, and content, conclusion, and references. So a complete report should have all of these components. So the first component is the front page. Front page. So for the front page, if for example, for my students, I make the format for front page must have the university logo, the faculty, the assignment, and the assignment name, the subject name and code, the topic, the photo, the student's name and ID, and also submission date and the name of lecturer. Okay, let's make an example. Let's make one template here. Okay, firstly, you must obtain the logo. For example, for this one, I only copy and paste from my previous assignment. You can obtain the logo anywhere, from online or from your stock photos. You can get anywhere. Okay, adjust the size accordingly, and then you include also your faculty name. So for example, my faculty is Faculty of Health and Life Sciences. I recommend that you use larger fonts with bold. For example, I use 14 and bold. Also, in my preference, I like to use Times New Romans for my fonts. Also, you can also use Arial. It's also clear for the lecturer to mark your assignment. Okay, so here I use 14 and Arial bolded. Okay, and next, the next component should be the assignment title. Okay, for example, here I put assignment 1. So here I will put assignment 1. And I also prefer to include the format of the assignment. For example, for this one is for written assignment. Written assignment. Okay. Next, I also like to include the subject name and code. But for this one, I just left it. You can include it if you want. But I just show you how to make a general template for your assignment. Okay. So aside from the assignment and the type of assignment, you also need to include the topic of your assignment. Topic. So the topic of your assignment, for example, my topic here is the X-ray circuit. The X-ray circuit. Okay. Next, remember that the front page should be only 1 page long. No need to make it longer than 1 page. Okay. So for my students, I also, if they want, if they like, they also can include their photo. For example, we include the photos from this device. For example, this is my photo. Let's resize it accordingly. So don't make it too big, or maybe you can crop to make sure that the focus is on your face. And next is your name. For example, my name is Akid here. And my ID. Okay. And also include the due date. Due dates for your assignment. Or submission date. You can also put submission date. Submission date is more proper. So 11th of March 2022, and the name of lecturer. So name of lecturer. Okay. So basically, you can make your title, your front page to look like this. Let's see. Okay. Okay, next, let's jump to the next page. So I recommend for every page that you make that separates significantly different topics, I recommend you to use the page break function here. Use the page break function. Okay. If it is skipping the page here, you can delete it back. Okay. So you can make page break here. So it will start in the next page. And how to know that there is a page break here? So first you go to home and you see this mark here, show and hide. Okay, now you will see that we have put a page break there. What's the advantage of the page break? If you put a page break between your pages, if you move anything, you will not, if you move anything in this page, it will not affect the next page. For example, if you put the formatting here, the image will not moving around, will not be pushed down by the content up there. So it is useful if you want to separate different part of your report. Remember, usually for report, there is no limit for your pages unless it is stated. Okay, for example, for my report here, there's no limit of pages, only the minimum amount of words to be put inside. Okay, next, we have finished with our front page. Next, we will make our table of content. How to make a table of content? Okay, for the table of content, usually table of content, I make it at the last, okay, after I finish with my content. So for now, I will skip the table of content. I will make a table of content after I finish everything from introduction until the reference, okay? Okay, so for now, let's make the first subsection, which is the introduction. So for the introduction, okay, the most important part to make an automatic table of content, I prefer that you use this function up there. So in your home component here in the words, you can see there's styles here, styles tab here. Just pull down, you can see that there's a lot of styles you can use. So for the first one, the title of your first subtopic, introduction, you just type intro. Let me zoom in first. Okay, so introduction. To make your assignment more organized, I recommend you to make the subtitles for each topic or for each part of your work. For example, for introduction, I make the subtitle for introduction. Okay, so the formatting that I use for introduction, the word should be in Arial and the size is 14, for example. Okay, and then to make this one is actually not recorded in style yet. If you just click here and you pick heading 1 as your style, it will make a default style. But I don't want to use the default style. You can if you want, as long as it is organized. But I prefer to make my own style. How to make your own style? Okay, firstly, you highlight the, okay, first I remove this mark first. Remember, this one is to show any formatting inside your work. Okay, okay, we close that. So how to make this one your own style? So everyone you open this work, or every time you make a new subsection, you only have to click here to make it easier for you to make a new subsection with similar format, and also to make it easier for you to make a table of content afterwards. Okay, so for the introduction, you highlight the words first and you right click to the style here and you click update heading 1 to match selection. So after this, whenever you make, for example, this one is subsection kan? Subsection 1, this is the introduction. Okay, so I move to the body introduction. For example, this work is intended to guide the student to make an excellent writings. Okay, so this one is your formatting, and remember that for example, if you use Arial, I prefer for you to only use one type of font throughout your report. Okay, for example, here I use Arial, so this one also I will use Arial, and the size I prefer is 12. Okay, so, and also I love to use the spacing, large spacing here. This is the spacing. I prefer you to use 1.5 spacing. Okay, highlight everything, use 1.5 spacing. Okay, if I want to make sure that everything, the normal text to look like this after this, I just need to make this as the normal. I mean, update normal to match the selection. So after this, every normal text will look like this. Okay. Okay, there will be some changes up there, but it's okay. I will show you how to correct it later. Okay. Why become like this? Became like this because we didn't set this one earlier. So this one is the normal text. So it will change depending on this also. But it's okay. You notice that when I make some change here, this section up here will not interfere with the section down here. I mean, this subsection doesn't push down. Okay. Okay, next. Okay, so for example, I have finished with my introduction here. I want to make a new subsection, which is the content, the first content. So I type the content like this. Content, the first content name is, for example, this topic that I use here is the X-ray circuit, right? So the first part of X-ray circuit, for example, I put as I put the first subsection to be the title should be the X-ray circuit. Okay. So I select all of this and just click the heading one that we set earlier. Okay. If it is a heading, you will notice that there's small arrow at the beginning of the word of the sentence. Okay. But in normal text, there's no arrow. Okay. I will show you how useful it is after this. Okay, next. Leave a single space between the subsection, okay, to make it more presentable. Okay, now we'll start for the first part. This one, for example, this one, the heading one. Next, we want to include the first subheadings. Okay, this one, the heading one. We want to include the heading two. Here you see there's heading two here, but we didn't format it to our preference yet. So let's make a heading. For example, my subheading should be my second heading should be primary circuit. Okay, the primary circuit. Okay, so this one actually not formatted yet. This is still in normal condition, so you want to make this one as the second heading format. Okay, so just right click on this one and update heading to match selection. So after this, every heading 2 will look like this. Okay. Okay, now if we click enter, we'll notice that the text will return to normal. And now you can continue explaining your topic. So this one is the first content. So for example, I input the content here. The primary circuit of an X-ray tube is used to supply a low voltage electricity to the X-ray circuit. Okay. Okay. Okay, for example, if you want to make this one more different from the normal text, you can also underline it. So if you select all, you can choose underline here, and to make every heading 2 here, to make every heading 2 underline, you just right click to the style here and just update heading 2 to match selection. So every heading 2 will have this format. Okay, for example, I have finished with my content here. Okay, one thing that I need you to remember, that you need to put reference for any facts that you put inside your writings. Okay, for example, this statement you obtain from a book. For example, you have this book. For example, this book is, oh, you cannot see the book here. Okay, for example, you have this book, The Essential Physics of Medical Imaging. So you refer this book and you want to cite this book. You want to put this book as a reference for your work. How to do that? You just need to go to, okay, let me share with you. Okay, let me share with you the internet page. Okay, here. Okay, for example, in the internet, you just go to the Google Scholar. You type Google Scholar. Okay, you go to Google Scholar, and then what book that you refer, you just type the name, the title of your book. Okay, so for example, the title of my book here is The Essential Physics. So the Essential Medical Imaging. Okay, you can put every detail if you want. For example, this one is second edition. You can click second edition and click enter. Okay, here you can see this the list of the books, the citation that you can use. So check whether the citation here is the same as the one that you want to cite. For example, this one is written by J.T. Bushberg, so it's correct. It's authored by J.T. Bushberg, so it is the correct one. So you want to use that citation. How to use that citation? You just click cite here, this one. Notice here, the word cite here, you click, and this will come out. Okay, now you choose one type of formatting. For example, you can use APA formatting here. You select all and right click and click copy. Okay. Okay, let's go back to the assignment. Okay, so I told you that this one is cited from the book, right? So, for example, you can put the label here, label 1. Okay, so at the end of your writing, you can put reference. Okay, for example, I put the heading reference here. For example, references. And I select all. I make this one as heading 1. Click enter. return to normal. So remember that we copied the formatting earlier, the citation earlier. Just right click here and paste here. Click here, keep text only. So now you will see that the citation, the reference will be shown here. Okay, make sure that the citation is correct. Your reference is correct. The title, the author, the time of the publishing time of the books. Okay, and then also because this one is the first reference, you also need to insert the numbering here. Just click the numbering. It will be included like this. Okay, for example, you want let's add another facts inside here. For example, the primary circuit. For example, this circuit consists of an auto transformers and also what we have there, KV selectors. And a KV selector. Okay. So for example, this one I refer to the different book. For example, this one I refer to different book. Let's try this one. This book. You cannot see this book. Okay. Okay, this book, for example. So the title of this book is Fundamentals of Dynastic Radiology. So the title of this book is Dynastic Radiology. Just type the title here, Fundamentals of Diagnostic Radiology. So type the authors, Branch and Helms. So you will see here. These are the authors, the title. So the title is correct. Just click cite and copy. Make sure that you copy the exact same format of citation. Right click, copy, and then go back to your work. In here, you insert as the second reference. You click, you go to your reference, click enter, you will include the second reference. And then remember that we already copy earlier, so we just right click, and paste option, we choose keep text only. Now we have the second reference. That's how we do it. Okay. Okay, for example, if you want to add a picture, okay, let's try to add a picture here. So the picture that you want is an X-ray circuit. Let's go to the image. Okay, for example, this is the X-ray circuit. So this is an example of X-ray circuit, the sample of an image that I want to put. So you can copy the image. Go back to your work and right click and just paste the picture. Okay, you notice that the size is quite large. You just resize it. Okay. I prefer you to make sure that the image will cover from the area left side to the right side of your page. So make sure that it fill your page. If it is too small to see. For example, in this image, we can say that there are some words that you need to read. So don't make it too small like this, then it will not be readable. So make it big. Don't worry about the page, just make it big enough for the reader, for the examiner to read it, okay? Okay, make it center, make it look nice. Okay, next we need to include our own, let's see, insert our own caption. How to insert our own caption? Right click, insert caption here. Okay. So the label, for example, we use the label figure, and the numbering, we don't want to put the chapter number. Click OK. So figure 1. So the caption goes by, we can just follow any caption from the image. For example, this one already have a simple X-ray generator. Okay. So now we have a caption. Okay. So we have our own caption. We don't want to use this caption. We just crop it from our image. Now we have an excellent image complete with caption. But this caption here, we want our own formatting. For example, we don't want the font to be in this color. We want it to not italic, normal. Size should be 10, for example. So click here in the style, and in the caption, you just right click and update caption to match the selection. Oh, I forgot to change the font color. I want to change the font color to be completely black. Select all black and right click to the caption style, update caption to match selection. So after this, whenever you make a new caption with new picture, the format will automatically set like this. Okay. Okay, now we're already finished with this heading 1, heading 2, the content, and the figure with the caption. So for example, we already finished with the content. Now we want to conclude. Right, the conclusion. And don't forget to make sure that the style is set to heading 1. Click enter. In conclusion, for example, in conclusion, an X-ray circuit consists of multiple components that have their specific important function, such as transformers, rectifiers, etc. For example. Okay. Because this is a conclusion, this one is what we have concluded from our text. So there's no need to put any reference here. So you just conclude here. You just conclude it like this. Make sure that between the section you leave a single space to make it more presentable. Okay. Now we have finished with the content, the body of our writing. Okay. I recommend for you to use this application, Grammarly. You can subscribe it freely. You can have a free subscription from Grammarly, or you can buy the subscription, the premium subscription, just for few ringgits. I purchased the premium subscription just for a few ringgits in Shopee. You can purchase it. It can help you in checking the grammar, and it's actually an excellent aid for your writing. So for example, this one, there's an error here. It shows right here. You can just click this one. It will correct it for you. Okay. Okay, now we already finished with the formatting there. Now, like I said earlier, I want to correct this one. I select from this to until down here. I want to correct the size. Oh no, the spacing. I want to correct the spacing to be like this. Okay. Spacing, I correct it 1.15, and then middle to the middle. Okay, now it's correct. Okay, so the body of the writing should be in 1.5. For the front page, it doesn't matter. You can put 1.15. But for the body of the text, you can use 1.5 to make it easier to the eyes of the examiner. Okay. Okay. Remember that I want to show you how to make a table of content. Okay. Okay. Click the page break. Now we already in page break. We click reference here, reference, and click table of content. Okay, this is automatic table, meaning that it will make the table of content automatically based on your heading. So you don't need to make the manual one. You don't need to write one by one. It will make the table of content automatically for you. No need for you to set the page number. It will automatically set for you. For example, I choose this one. So you can see the table of content already have the title of the title. There's the heading 1 and heading 2 inside the table of content, complete with the page number. For example, this one is page number, right? Oh, I forgot to tell you that you also need to include the page number. So to include the page number, you just go to insert, go to right here, insert page number. At the bottom of the page, you put it at the center, for example. So you have page number here. So now you have table of content with complete with page number. So I prefer that you put the table of content in separate page. So you can also insert the page break here. So table of content in one page. So the body of the text is in one page. Now you see. Okay, this one is excessive. You can remove. Okay, now you can see. Now our writings have a title page. Now I mean the front page, complete with every information that the lecturers want. The table of content to make it easier for the lecturer to check your assignment. and the body of your text. Also, I prefer that you put the preference in separate page. Okay, now we have complete work. So I hope you learn something from this presentation, from this tutorial. I hope for the next assignment that you do, you can follow this guide and make a presentable work. Okay, that's all. Thank you.